I discovered that my mom and dad are not my biological parents. We were arguing, and my mom said something like I should have left you two with that slur for indigenous people. She tried to cover it up after, but the cat was out of the bag, and my twin brother asked her what she meant. They stalled a little, but eventually they said that a childhood friend of them had strayed from religion, led an improper life, married an indigenous girl from a village nearby, and got her pregnant. Their friend died, and my parents thought that the girl wasn't fit for raising a child and basically just threatened her into giving us over. We have always been a bit darker than the rest of our siblings and have different features, but that was not objectively proof of anything because my dad has a non-white mother and they always said that we had just inherited it from that side. My mom always just joked that we came out from the oven a little burnt. I know we should have catched on, but it just didn't even cross our minds. I don't know how to feel. My mom says that my biological mother was probably a bad mom anyways because nothing in the world could ever make her give away her children. But my parents admit to threaten her over months with legal action and something else that they refuse to tell us. And my parents are pretty important people, so I don't blame our bio mom. They also said that they wanted more children but were told they couldn't have any more, so we were a miracle and God's present for them. They say that our bio mom used to send us presents every year on our birthday until 7. And that they eventually told her they would get a restraining order if she continued, so she stopped. The argument escalated and they kicked us out basically. Told us to find our bio mom if we were so hung up on it. I guess they are still my parents because they raised me, but I think they did a pretty terrible thing. I don't know if we'll try to find our bio mom. I don't even know if we can find her, and if we could, I don't even know what we would say. My twin brother wants to find her but is afraid she won't want to see us or don't recognize us. We don't even know if she's alive. Sorry if this doesn't make sense, I'm just rambling at this point. From the comments, that's a terrible way to find out a very big secret. You don't have to make any decisions about what to do next until you are ready. It sounds like your bio mom really wanted to be in your life, and hopefully she still would want the same thing if you choose it. As for your adoptive parents, maybe it's best to take a break from contacting them for a bit while you sort this out in your own mind. Oh, P.S. I wish they had just been honest and told us we were adopted from the get-go, because this is making me spiral over every interaction we've had. I hope she wants to. My brother thinks that we should go over to the village and ask around for her. And yeah, I know they raised me and all, but I really don't want to talk to them for the moment. I have been always heavily dependent on them, but now I really feel like I need a break. Update. I wanted to give an update since this sub helped me last time. Sorry if this post is confusing. We found our bio mom. My brother's idea worked. We went to the village and asked around, and a lot of people knew about the twins that were taken away. They took us to our biological mom pretty quickly. We were afraid she wouldn't believe us and had brought all evidence we could find to prove ourselves, but in the end, as soon as we started explaining, she hugged us and started sobbing. I admit we got emotional too, and it took a while for us to calm down. She's a lot younger than our adoptive parents, who are 37, and she's very pretty too. She has a nice hug and is very comforting to talk to. We are not calling her mom. I don't know if we'll ever get at that stage, since obviously she couldn't experience us during our growing years. But we agreed that we wanted a relationship. She showed us a picture of our bio dad and we talked about the situation. It was pretty clear that it was a hard topic for her, so we didn't press too much. I think in the future it would be nice to get all the details, but for now I'm happy with what she could share. My biological dad's family had been working for my adoptive father's family for a long time. And bio dad didn't want that future for himself, so she met him while he was running away from the town. Ironically, just what we were planning to do and what started this whole mess. They fell in love and bio dad came to live with her. He had cut contact with everyone, but my adoptive father and grandfather didn't accept it and kept appearing on the village trying to convince him to come back. Bio dad went missing, and then our adoptive family started harassing and threatening her. They even came when she went to the hospital to birth us. She swears she didn't want to give us up, but that they threatened to harm not only her but the entire village if she didn't do as they say. After we got taken away, she went into a deep depression. She says she felt like a failure of a mother and that she couldn't protect our bio dad's legacy. It was clearly getting a bit hard for her, so we changed the subject. When she learned that we had been kicked out, she said that we could come live in the village until we could find a place to stay if we wanted to. We accepted the offer since we need the help. We won't overstay our welcome, but we are very grateful for it. We are staying at her house, and it's kind of nice. The culture is very different from what we are used to, but everyone has been really kind and really welcoming. Bio mom suggested that maybe me and my brother should go into therapy, and I think that would be helpful. As for my adoptive family, our only contact with our parents resulted in them saying that we were ungrateful and basically insulting us the whole time. Siblings have blocked us, and our older sister has made a post on social media saying that we are horrible for abandoning the family and that we don't care about our nieces and nephews. The rest of the extended family and a lot of people from the town has either blocked us or sent us ugly messages. I feel really bad about it, but at the same time I can't ignore that they did a horrible thing. Furthermore, I'm now starting to realize that some aspects of our upbringing were very wrong. I want distance from them, at least for the moment. That's it. I'm still confused and not everything is solved, but I feel like there's a light on the end of the tunnel at least. My world has turned upside down, but I'm thankful that at least I had my brother to ride this wave with me. From the comments, can you not go to the police and report them? Surely what they did is super illegal in your country. I'd even go to the newspapers. Get your story out there and get justice for yourselves and your real mom. These psychos need to be exposed and punished. They're not your family, they were your kidnappers. They shouldn't be allowed to get away with this. Do you not wonder what other disgusting things they might have done? I'd urge you to do what it takes to bring them down. Your real family and a village of lovely people will always be in uncertainty while these criminals are free to do as they please. I'm so angry for you and your poor mom. To be honest, I think we are still too terrified of them to do it. I don't know how to explain, but they are influential and have a way of getting what they want always. I remember that when we were little, my brother tried to go to the police to report our adoptive dad for something unrelated, and our dad outright said, "I control the police." Even though that statement was probably not 100% true, it stayed with me. I'm already preparing for the consequences if they decide to react to this. I can't even imagine how much worse it would be if we tried to come for their reputation. I know it sounds silly, but we have been raised by these people to never question them and fear them always, and I feel like we are still under that. It's kind of a mental block. Even though it doesn't make sense, we still have it. Maybe someday we'll get the strength to do it, but even the idea of doing it seems impossible right now. AITA for breaking an agreement because of a fight. This sub has helped me before, so I thought it could help give some clarity to this situation. I feel like I need to give context so this makes sense. Me and my twin brother are planning to leave our hometown. Our parents discovered it and were not happy about it. We had a pretty big fight over it, and during it my mom said something that forced them to reveal they are not biologically our parents despite what we've been led to believe. Obviously that was a pretty big shock, and the argument spiraled even further, and it ended with both of us getting kicked out of home. We are staying with a kind neighbor. I said all that because I want to put into perspective that our relationship with the family is not exactly great at the moment. Our siblings and the rest of our relatives are all siding with our parents and have texted, called us to say as much, and it seems like the entire town's consensus is that we are being ungrateful. I guess that's fair, but what is done is done. That being said, since we were teenagers, me and my brother have had an agreement with the family where we help out whoever needs it with cleaning, taking care of kids, and whatever else we can do. We are the designated helpers, if that makes sense. It's part of our duty as youngest siblings, and we usually do it gladly. My older sibling called yesterday and asked both of us to clean her house since she has an event coming up. I usually would do it right away, but my brother says that we shouldn't do it since we aren't on good terms at the moment. I listened to him and didn't go, because I also would have felt pretty awkward if I went. My older sister has texted to let me know that on top of being an awful daughter, I'm a terrible sibling, and that my word means nothing since I broke an agreement that we've had for years. My brother thinks that we don't owe them anything if they are against us. AITA.